Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Alexandra Dahin, and I'm 21 years old. I want to talk with you about the greatest setback in my life, living with epilepsy, and how I transformed and thrived amid the life-altering challenges brought on by this condition. For those of you who don't know, epilepsy is a condition in the brain that causes seizures. A seizure happens when there's a sudden burst of electrical activity in the brain that disrupts the brain's normal function. It's mind-blowing, no pun intended. Some people might feel a little spacey or confused for a moment, while others may feel more obvious symptoms, like jerky movements or even losing consciousness. What sets epilepsy apart from a one-time seizure is that these can occur repeatedly, often without a clear cause. For those living with it, every day might feel uncertain, like not knowing when or where the next one might strike. I want to start by taking you back to the night before my 11th birthday, when this all began. By way of background, I am a triplet. I have two sisters, Samantha and Cassandra. We were upstairs. They were reading a library book to our dog, and I was chilling in my chair enjoying a fudgesicle. Then, things took an unexpected turn. I'm told they heard a loud thud and ran over to see what had happened. What they saw would leave a nightmarish impression for years to come. I was lying on the floor, convulsing heavily in the throes of a tonic-clonic seizure. They ran down the stairs, screaming, "Alexandra's possessed! Alexandra's possessed!" Spoiler alert, I wasn't. My mother raced up the stairs with my father following closely behind. By this time, I was no longer convulsing, but I was unconscious and unresponsive. Thinking I had choked, my mother tried to scoop the fudgesicle out of my mouth. But when she realized I was having a seizure, she remembered something about epileptics swallowing their tongues, which was a myth, by the way, FYI. So she stuck her finger between my teeth. And I bit down so hard, she almost lost her finger that night. Thankfully, that finger is still with us today, alive and well, happily attached to my mom's hand. When parents tell you they would do anything for you, believe them because they will. My dad had contacted an ambulance and my grandmother had come to, and I was in my dad's arms. I remember pleading with the paramedic, "Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die." Long story short, I was taken to the hospital where they confirmed that I had a seizure, but there was no permanent damage. They referred me to Phoenix Children's Hospital. Eventually, I got an appointment, and they tried to tell my parents that I had fainted, nothing more. Eventually, I got an EEG, which measures electrical activity in the brain, for further confirmation. At my next appointment, it was confirmed that I did not faint, but I had a tonic-clonic seizure. The results of that EEG confirmed that I had idiopathic generalized epilepsy, which means there's no clear cause. Since then, I have had 7 tonic-clonic seizures. In addition, I have constant brain spikes. My mom likes to say, "My brain's always running." These spikes create a series of problems for me. The biggest obstacle among these problems is short-term memory loss. So let's see how this talk goes. For students, this can be and has been cataclysmic. I could stand here and tell you all about the medical terms and the science behind epilepsy, but I'd rather tell you the human side of it, the side that you can't fit into textbooks or explainable charts. Epilepsy isn't just a condition, it's a journey. Sometimes exhausting, often confusing, and at times, downright frustrating. But in the end, it's a journey that taught me more about myself than I ever imagined. When you live with epilepsy, every day brings on a new set of challenges. The physical ones, like the fear of another seizure, are obvious, but it's the emotional and mental struggles that are hard to deal with. I can't count the number of times I felt frustrated, isolated, or confused. There were days where I had to push myself to get out of bed, to go to school, to interact with friends when I just didn't feel like it. But I learned something along the way: resilience. I learned that I could still be a good sister, a daughter, a student, and a friend, despite my epilepsy. But that meant I had to be organized, really organized. Over the years, I've come up with some fun strategies that help me manage my daily life. My former speech therapist came up with this fun bingo-style game that tracked whether I needed a reminder for a task or whether I did it on my own, so I can celebrate my wins. At home, we use a daily AM/PM pill box, which tracks if I took my daily medications. And I even have a fun-sized version for trips. I rely on planners and reminders. I have this adorable Hello Kitty book journal where I jot down all my tasks and assignments. There is something so satisfying about crossing things off. I also integrate my Canvas assignments into my iPhone calendar and lock screen widget, so I never miss a deadline. At work, we use whiteboard checklists, so nothing ever slips through the cracks, and my manager always double checks whether I've done the task. At home, I use a 15-minute cleaning system. Just one small task a day keeps things from building up. Ever since I've used these tools, I've noticed a huge difference in my productivity, motivation, and ability to get things done. It was hard, yes, but it also made me stronger, more self-aware, and better at handling the unexpected. I've also learned the importance of self-care. I love breathing meditations and essential oil diffusers, lavender oil being my favorite. I've also installed some mindfulness apps on my smartwatch. I've also learned the importance of asking for help. The truth is, I used to hate it. But there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and I need help even when I don't recognize it. Whether it's asking for reminders, help with my checklists, or feedback on my work, it takes strength to ask for support. And here's what I didn't expect. Epilepsy transformed me. It didn't break me. It shaped me into someone I never imagined I would become. At first, I thought I was at a disadvantage. But I realized these disadvantages did not make me less than anyone else. I was different. I used these differences as a unique perspective on life. Epilepsy taught me empathy, patience with myself and others, resilience, where struggles weren't obstacles, but opportunities for growth. We all have the strength to rise, even when it feels like we're falling. And here's the truth. It wasn't just epilepsy that transformed me. It was the choices I made in response to it. I could have given into the fear, uncertainty, and limitations, but instead, I chose to use them as fuel to grow, to become more self-aware of my own power, and to turn my challenges into triumphs. The challenges in our lives are not always in our control, but how we respond to them is. It is not the end of your story. Whatever struggle you're facing, remember, it is just a chapter. You have the ability to turn even the most difficult moments into stepping stones for growth. You are stronger than you think. Thank you so much.